2025 Kia K4 Sport Review. There's a new contender in Kia's corner. The K4 steps into the ring to replace the Cerato. But does it have the stamina to call the heavyweights in the small car segment? If you're after a stylish, spacious, and tech-laden small sedan, the K4 makes a strong case in these areas. There are fewer big players in the small sedan segment these days, but Kia has shown it knows how to throw its weight around, likes funky. Characterful design, loads of new tech, class-leading boot volumetrics likes. Engine lacks punch, especially under load. Some safety systems are a little too eager. Cabin plastics let down the otherwise fresh-feel 2025 Kia K4 Sport. It's the end of an era for one of Kia's most bellow models, and the beginning of something new. The Korean brand has farewelled the long-running Cerato and introduced its replacement, the all-new Kia K4. The name brings it in line with Kia's global naming convention. But while there's not much change under the hood, the K4 arrives with a bold new look, a hefty tech upgrade, and a noticeable price bump. Does the K4 have what it takes to maintain the Cerato status as the second most popular small car and take on the heavyweights in it? A segment? We put it to the test as how much is a Kia K4. The Kia K4 Sport we have on test sits in the middle of the range, priced from $35,190 before on-road costs. That's a $6,030 jump over its Cerato Sport predecessor that, as before, the K4 range sticks with familiar grades, S, Sport, and Sport Plus, while the new GT line replaces the Cerato GT, retaining its 1.6-liter turbo engine, though now with less power. Prices are up across the board. The entry-level kicks off at $30,590. The Sport Plus lands at $37,590, and the GT line tops the lineup at $42,990. It's the only variant to score the 1.6-liter turbo petrol, swapping out the naturally aspirated to 0.0-liter found elsewhere in the range. For more power and better fuel economy, premium paint is $600 extra, unless you're happy with white, the only color without a price tag. The K4 brings more standard kit than the Cerato it replaces. This now includes 16-inch alloy wheels, a 12.3-inch infotainment touchscreen, adaptive cruise control, LED headlights, and USB-C charging ports. Step up to the K4 Sport and you'll gain a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, a 5.0-inch climate control screen, and built-in satellite navigation. However, it misses out on some of the GT line's luxe touches like the 8-speaker Harman Kardon audio system, wireless phone charger, artificial leather trim with white, accents, ventilated front seats, ambient lighting, power driver's seat, sunroof, and a heated leather-wrapped steering wheel. Design-wise, the K4's looks are polarising, but I'm not mad about it. With its fastback-like silhouette and hint of Back to the Future DeLorean vibes, I'll take bold over boring any days at launch. The K4 is sedan only, but Kia says a hatchback variant will land on our shores later this year. That in terms of rivals, the K4 Sport is $1,690 more than the Hyundai i30 Elite sedan and $270 above the Toyota Corolla Hybrid sedan. On the flip side, it undercuts the Mazda 3G to All Touring by $1,920. How big is a Kia K4? At first glance, the K4's interior looks futuristic and space-age, perfectly in step with the bold exterior design. But look a little closer, and a few flaws start to show. Take the two-spoke steering wheel, for example. It's certainly an eye-catching design, but the plasticky finish feels seriously cheap, almost like it's been 3D printed. Material quality is where the K4 Sport really shows its budget roots. Unlike the more premium variants, this grade is riddled with hard plastics that clash with the car's high-tech aesthetic. It's a disappointing contrast that cheapens what could have been a more cohesive, modern cabin. The tech layout is ambitious, with 3 screens stitched together across the dash for infotainment, climate control, and the instrument cluster. However, from my driving position, the climate control display was completely obscured by the steering wheel, rendering it essentially useless. Thankfully, physical shortcut buttons sit below the infotainment screen, and they quickly became my go-to during my time with the car. The cloth seats are manually adjustable, but they're well padded and genuinely comfortable. No complaints. They're for 1,710 millimeters long and 1,850 millimeters wide. The Cafer sedan is 70 millimeters longer and 50 millimeters wider than the Cerato, and you can really feel that inside. The cabin feels generous, especially up front, challenging the idea that this is a small car. There's a decent center console bin, glove box, bottle holders in the doors, a phone nook, and clever adjustable cup holders that'll happily hold a chunky water bottle out in the back. There's a fold-down armrest with cup holders, door bins, USB-C ports, and air vents. It's a decent offering, but the space doesn't quite match the front. A 6-foot, 183 centimeters passenger may find their knees brushing the hard shell of the front seat backs. Tow room is limited, and the swooping roofline cuts. In the headroom, boot space, on the other hand, is where the Cafer shines. With the rear seats up, you get a generous 508 liters, dominating over rivals like the Hyundai i30 for 740, Toyota Corolla for 700L, and Mazda 34440. There's not much going on in terms of features. But you do get a 60-40 split fold with release levers accessible from the rear. No official figure is quoted with the seats down, but it opens up plenty of extra room. One caveat: the boot uses old-school gooseneck hinges, which can intrude on your cargo if it's packed to the rafters. Does the Kia Cafer have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? I really admire Kia's bold approach to the tech in the K4. Most grades, while the base S come equipped with a pair of crisp 12.3-inch displays, one for infotainment and one for the digital instrument cluster, separated by a 5.0-inch climate control panel. The climate screen can also expand into the infotainment display when needed, which is a neat touch. The screen resolution is sharp, the graphics are slick, and the system is pleasingly snappy to use. Customization options for the instrument cluster are a bit limited, though. Physical shortcut buttons and a volume dial below the screen and more controls on the steering will make it easy to make adjustments while driving. Something I always appreciate is standard across the Cafer range is wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Bluetooth connection, embedded satellite navigation, and AM, FM, DAB digital radio. Audio comes courtesy of a 6-speaker system which, while not premium, doesn't sound as shabby as in my time with the car. The infotainment setup worked flawlessly. Pairing was fast. The interface is intuitive, and everything just made sense. Straight away, no fiddling or digging through menus required. Also worth a shout-out is Kia Connect, now standard across the range. It brings handy features like over-the-air software updates, remote vehicle functions, and emergency SOS calls. This is the Kia Cafer, a safe car at the time of writing. The Kia Cafer has not yet been tested by NCAP, however. A rating should come later in 2025. What safety technology does the Kia Cafer have? The Kia Cafer boasts an extensive list of active safety features, but for me, it ended up being more of a lowlight than a highlight. From the moment you set off, you're met with a chorus of beeps and bongs. The most frustrating offender, the road sign recognition system. It alerts you if you exceed the detected speed limit. But the key word here is detected. The system isn't always accurate. On my daily commute, it repeatedly flagged the 60 kilometers per hour zone as 15 kilometers per hour, setting off panic-inducing alerts even though I was well within the actual speed limit. You can mute these alerts using a button on the steering wheel, but the system resets every time you restart the car, and even if you mute it, the car will still chirp every time the speed limit changes, just in case you forgot how annoying it is, instead of making me feel safer. The system was a constant distraction. It felt more like a nagging backseat driver than a helpful co-dash pilot. Parking sensors are another area where the K4 safety tech overdoes it. They're overly sensitive and beep loudly, making parking feel more stressful than it should be, especially in a car this long. A 360-degree camera would go a long way to ease those nerves, but sadly it's not available in the Cafer range. That said, not all the safety tech was overwhelming. Lane Keep Assist was far more subtle and behaved exactly as it should, quietly helping out without trying to take over. The Cafer also comes with 7 airbags, including a front center airbag for added protection and a side impact. How much does The Kia K4 cost of service. The Kia K4 is covered by a 7-year, unlimited kilometer warranty, plus up to 8 years of roadside assistance is available. Provided you continually service through Kia's dealer network, servicing is required every 12 months or 15,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. Over 3 years, you'll pay $1,262, or 5 years comes in at $2,269, and if you stick it out for the full 7-year warranty period, expect to fork out $3,330 in total. That makes the K4 one of the pricier options in this class when it comes to maintenance. For comparison, 5 years of cap price servicing for a Toyota Corolla will set you back just $1,225. The Hyundai i30 lands in the middle at $1,795, while the Mazda 3 is even steeper at $2,258. As for insurance, a comprehensive policy for the K4 returned a quote of $1,644 per annum based on a comparative quote for a 35-year-old male living in Chatswood. NSW insurance estimates may vary based on your location, driving history, and personal circumstances. Is the Kia K4 fuel efficient? Kia's fuel consumption claim for the 2.0-liter engine echoes the outgoing Cerato at 7.4 liters per 100 kilometers. However, in our real-world testing, we recorded a noticeably higher figure of 9.3 L, 100 kilometers. That's a little disappointing, especially considering I wasn't heavy on the throttle. That said, my daily commute involves navigating thick inner-city traffic, which likely played a big role in the higher-than-expected figure. For comparison, the Toyota Corolla Hybrid sips just 3.9 L, 100 kilometers, while the Mazda 3 with its 2.0-liter engine is rated at 5.8 L, 100 kilometers. Even the Hyundai i30 Sedan, with the same 2.0-liter engine as the K4, comes in lower at 6.1 L, 100 kilometers. If efficiency is high on your priority list, there are certainly thriftier options out there. What is the Kia K4 like to drive? There are two powertrains available across the Kia K4 lineup. Yes, Sport and Sport Plus variants are powered by a 2.0-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine producing 112 kilowatts and 192 Newton meters. Meanwhile, the flagship GT line swaps that for a punchier 1.6-liter turbo with outputs of 140 kilowatts and 265 Newton meters. The K4 Sport tested here falls into the first camp, pairing the 2.0-liter engine with a 6-speed automatic transmission driving the front wheels. Off the mark, the K4 is perfectly acceptable. It delivers what you'd expect from a naturally aspirated engine. It's a no-thrills experience that gets you from A to B without much fuss. But ask for more power, and things start to fall apart. Acceleration at higher speeds is sluggish, with the engine getting loud and labored without delivering much in. It turned out it's disappointing that despite the substantial price hike over the outgoing Cerato, the K4 Sport carries over the exact same power outputs. There is a sport driving mode, and while it tightens up the steering and sharpens throttle response slightly, the difference is subtle at best. That said, the steering feel is good. It's nicely weighted and responsive to inputs. The suspension is also well-tuned, delivering a comfortable and composed ride. I really enjoyed the sense of low, grounded driving you get from the K4, and despite expecting more cabin noise, I was pleasantly surprised by how quiet it is inside. That visibility is excellent. With big windows and a traditional sedan body helping, you keep tabs on your surroundings easily. Overall, the K4 Sport delivers a driving experience that's predictable, comfortable, and fuss-free, likely what most buyers in this segment are after. G'day Kia K4 tow. Kia quotes towing figures for the K4 with a maximum capacity of 610 kilograms unbraked and 1,100 kilograms braked. It could handle a small trailer. But if towing is something you'll be doing on the regular, the K4 isn't the tool for the job. Should I buy a Kia K4? The Kia K4 Sport lands a few solid hits with its bold design, high-tech cabin, and composed ride, but it doesn't quite deliver the knockout blow. Performance is merely adequate. And the overzealous safety systems can be more frustrating then. Reassuring, add in the noticeable price jump. Without a big leap in performance or efficiency, it starts to lose its edge against hybrid-equipped rivals still. If you're after a stylish, spacious, and tech-laden small sedan, the Cafer makes a strong case in these areas. It might not be ready to claim the title just yet, but Kia has shown it knows how to throw its weight around.